On a warm spring morning, young Sam went down to the riverside with his two best friends, Ella and Max. They loved spending time by the river, skipping stones and watching the little boats drift past. Have you ever wondered, Sam began, squinting at a boat gliding across the water, why do boats float even though they're so heavy? Ella and Max exchanged curious glances. I never thought about it, replied Ella thoughtfully. But now that you mention it, it is pretty strange. Max, always the eager experimenter, grinned. Well, why don't we find out? Max collected rocks, leaves, twigs, and a few acorns, while Ella fetched an empty plastic bottle she found near the water. Sam looked at the items and scratched his head. Okay, let's try to figure out which things float and which things sink. One by one, they dropped each object into the water and watched eagerly. Interesting, said Ella. It seems like lighter things float and heavier things sink. But a boat is heavy, isn't it? So how does that work? Max scratched his head thoughtfully. Maybe it's not just about weight. What if it has something to do with the shape of the boat? The friends searched the riverbank for materials and ended up with a handful of items: a wide leaf, a small piece of wood, and a flat stone. They decided to try shaping each of these into a boat and test whether they'd float. With Max's help, they placed the leaf boat on the water. It floated smoothly along the surface. Okay, that's one success, Sam said with a grin. Now for the wood. Max carefully placed the wooden boat on the water, and it floated as well. Finally, they tried the flat stone, carefully placing it in the water. It sank immediately with a loud splash. Max nodded thoughtfully. So it's not just the material, it's also the shape. The things with more surface area seem to float better. Max stretched. And the bigger the boat, the more water it can push away, meaning it can carry even more weight. As they walked home, Sam grinned and said, "Who knew a simple question could lead to such a big answer?"